When newer homes burn, they go up hotter and faster because of the way they're built. That's a risk to firefighters. Another risk is what's in the building materials today. Our Anusha Roy looks at why younger firefighters are being diagnosed with aggressive cancers.
Firefighters are caught in the middle of a tug-of-war over longer damaging wildfire seasons threatening more homes and the economics of development. In the middle are their lives.
In the last 20 years, 61% of career firefighter deaths have been the result of cancers.
On the roof of this training facility for Denver Fire, rookie firefighters were practicing tearing it up. Their training now also includes how to protect themselves from debris, smoke, and chemicals from modern construction.
Our furniture, our computers, our televisions, with synthetics, with petroleum products, with these type of chemicals, they burn hotter. They produce far more toxic smoke.
Some chemicals of concern include PFAS and PFOs.
They do congregate in certain areas of your body, and that's where we're finding the areas of our cancers, you know, the brain, the stomach, the genitourinary tract, blood cancers.
Other chemicals found in roofing and floors become a problem if they start burning. Firefighters know the risks of their job. They also know they face a higher likelihood of cancer. But then they started seeing changes in who was falling sick.
Cancers have been prevalent in younger firefighters lately. And so even in the last 5 or 6 years, we've had firefighters in their late 20s, early 30s getting very aggressive forms of cancer. And so what we usually saw in retirees.
But tackling the problem is nuanced and complicated.
And it's a very hard needle to move.
It's connected back to development, the cost of construction, new builds, competing with the threat of fires.
Can't ignore the fact that firefighters are paid from the government, and that requires tax collection, and that requires a stable economy to fund a fire department. So firefighters can be there to respond to these emergencies, and development is a key part of that.
So all of that means firefighters are now having conversations with state and federal lawmakers. They're also working with developers here in Colorado. They're asking for a seat at the table to talk about ways to work together. And here's the thing, this isn't actually a new conversation. Over the decades, firefighters have been advocating for safer construction. Before it was, hey, build homes and buildings that can withstand a fire for longer so that when we go in, we don't fall through the floor. Now that conversation has morphed into, what are you building these homes with because it's causing cancer? How do we work together to try to minimize that?
But back to that time in the house they have before it's unsafe to be in there to fight the fire, that must have changed.
Yeah, it's definitely shortened. And this kind of took me by surprise when I was talking to Greg from Denver Fire. He said if they, in a newer home, can knock down a fire within 20 minutes, they've done themselves a huge favor. They've done anyone trapped inside a huge favor. After that, they basically have this internal clock that's ticking, and they're figuring out, how do I knock this fire down without getting trapped inside if that house collapses on me? And that's way shorter than what you saw in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Anusha, thank you for that.